Maya had flown this route 100 times before. The small charter plane hummed steadily as she navigated through the mountain pass, transporting medical supplies to a remote clinic. But today, something was wrong. The engine coughed. Once, twice. Then it died. Her hands moved on instinct, flipping switches, adjusting controls, searching for any sign of life in the machine. Nothing. The propeller slowed to a stop, and suddenly, the only sound was the whistle of wind against the fuselage. Through the cockpit window, endless snow-covered peaks stretched below her. Beautiful, deadly, and getting closer by the second. Maya's heart pounded as the plane began its spiral downward. She gripped the controls, fighting to keep the nose up, searching desperately for anywhere flat enough to land. But there was nothing, just trees and rock and snow. The impact was brutal. Metal screamed. Trees snapped like matchsticks. The world became a violent blur of white and darkness. Then, silence.
Maya's eyes opened slowly. Pain radiated through her body. Blood trickled down her forehead, warm against the freezing air. She was alive. She pushed against the crumpled cockpit door until it gave way, then crawled through the twisted metal into the snow. Her plane, what was left of it, was half buried in a drift, surrounded by broken trees and scattered debris. The cold hit her immediately. Her breath fogged in the air. She looked around at the endless wilderness. No roads, no buildings, no people, just mountains and forests stretching in every direction. She was alone.
Night fell fast in the mountains. Maya gathered what she could from the wreckage, her emergency pack, some debris for kindling, and built a small fire near the plane. The flames offered little warmth, but they were something. She spread her supplies on the snow: a knife, 3 flares, a water purifier, rope, and a tattered aviation map. Her radio was destroyed in the crash. No one knew exactly where she was. Maya studied the map by firelight. The nearest town was 40 miles away, through treacherous terrain. She had 2 choices: stay with the wreckage and hope someone found her, or start walking. Waiting meant freezing. Waiting meant dying. At dawn, she would move. The sun rose cold and pale. Maya shouldered her pack, took one last look at the wreckage, and began walking. The mountains were unforgiving. Steep cliffs forced her to climb with frozen fingers. Icy rivers had to be crossed on fallen logs. Every step was exhausting. Every breath burned in her lungs. But she kept moving, one foot in front of the other. Survival wasn't about being strong, it was about refusing to stop. Then she heard it, a deep, distant rumble. Maya's blood went cold. She looked up just in time to see the mountainside above her collapse. Snow and ice cascaded down in a massive wave, an avalanche. She ran. Maya dove behind a boulder as the avalanche roared past, a wall of white death that shook the ground beneath her. Snow filled the air, blinding her, choking her. Then it stopped. She lay in the snow, gasping, her body trembling. But she was alive. Again. Slowly, Maya pulled herself up and looked around. Through the swirling snow and gray storm clouds, she saw something, a structure on a distant ridge. A ranger tower. Her heart leapt. Someone might be there. She reached into her pack and pulled out her last flare. One shot, one chance. Maya struck it, and the flare ignited with a brilliant red flame. She held it high, watching the light arc into the stormy sky like a beacon. In the tower, a light flickered on. Someone saw it. The sound of helicopter blades cut through the storm. Maya collapsed in the snow, too exhausted to stand, but relief flooded through her. They found her. As the rescue team lifted her on the line, she looked down at the vast, frozen wilderness below, the mountains that had tried to kill her, and the strength she didn't know she had until she needed it. She had survived. The end.